So I can't believe this is going to be my actual first tutorial. What? A tutorial. What is this thing standing right next to me? I can only wave directly at the camera, but that orangey thing next to me, well, that's a magical block that I have spent so long trying to figure out how to work this thing. Okay, I became power obsessed. That's an interesting thing to say. And this is a biogas engine, as you can see, and this is a thermal expansion machine. What? This is MJ power, and this is RF power. I became obsessed. I wanted my biogas engines to be able to run my thermal expansion machines, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. One of the reasons I wanted to do this is because I was making all this creosote oil from all the coal that I was cooking to make coal coke to run my dynamos. So I thought, well, if I could use this thermal expansion, I had this creosote oil for something other than just running forestry machines, that would be fantastic. So I did a lot of digging. It was very difficult to find out how to convert this power. For me it was anyway. And I found out that if I downloaded or if I added the Engineer's Toolbox mod to my mod pack, I would be able to do it. But nobody seemed to tell me actually how to do it. So I pieced things together and did some asking around on different videos and stuff like that. Anyway, I came up with an idea. I came up with a way to do it easily-ish, and I thought I would actually put together a tutorial. That seems so strange that I would be saying that. Here's what you got to do for the Engineer's Toolbox. In order to get that MJ adapter, you need to build this multi-smelter. In order to build the multi-smelter, because you have to cook yummy, yummy, sweet redstone ingots. But in order to do that, you have to kind of go through the tech tree of the Engineer's Toolbox. So I've put together a little thing here, kind of in order of how to do it. I'm not sure it's the best way to do it, but it worked for me, and it was very easy. So let's get started. First thing for Engineer's Toolbox is you got to build a wrench. And here's how you do it. It's 3 iron ingots and a button. So 3 iron ingots and a stone button, so it has to be cooked stone. There's the engineer's wrench. Very important. Next thing you got to do is you got to build a machine chassis. You could do it with, instead of copper, you can use gold dust. But I just think this is the cheapest way. If you notice, I do everything in twos. So let's build a machine chassis. So iron, 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 copper, 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 copper. Machine chassis. Ooh, I get 4 of them. I didn't realize. Next thing you got to do is you got to build a blank module. These blank modules are almost kind of like the stencils in Tinker's Construct. So it's kind of interesting. So you have to have glass panes, not glass blocks, but glass panes, any kind of red, green, and blue dye, and then goldstone dust. So we have the glass panes, actually I think this gives you a lot of blank modules. Then the glowstone dust there, the glowstone dust there, and the machine chassis in the middle. And that'll give you blank modules. You might as well make a lot of them because you're eventually going to need a lot of them. Okay, so check. We got those first 3 basics down. Then what you need to do is you need to build this PSU. It's almost kind of like a, what do they have in IC2? Those electronic circuits or something like that. Again, instead of the copper, you can use gold dust. I think it's interesting that they use you can kind of use that interchangeably. So you have lead. Actually, you know what? Oh well. Lead, copper, lead, line of redstone, and red, copper, lead. So come over here. They almost look like little rings. So lead, copper, lead, a line of redstone, and lead, copper, lead. And those gives you that gives you a PSU. Or they give you PSUs. Then a control circuit. This is kind of like the circuit board. And they're very easy to do. It's just a line of redstone and then a line of copper. So a line of redstone and a line of copper. Cool. Oh. Okay. And now you need a modular socket. This is like a little block that allows you to add different kind of socket things. I guess they call them socket to your modular block. So it's that fairly easy and straightforward up to this point. I was pleased to know. So you have a bucket and you have a machine chassis, your PSU on one side, a control circuit on another, and then the chest. Yay! A modular socket now. So this modular socket, let me plunk it down. This modular socket now has 6 inputs, or 6 different sides that you put these little things on. If you look over here at my smeltery, I've got one side as an input and another side as an input. The top is an output, and the front is the smeltery itself. So this is the building block on which all of those things get placed. All right. So we got the second step done. Now we got to start decorating our modular socket, putting it with modules on it. So you need these are actually fairly straightforward to make, which is nice. And you can see why you need these blank modules, kind of like the stencils in Tinker's Construct. So you need to make inputs, and you need to make 2 inputs. Okay, then the next thing we got to build is the machine output. And machine output is easy. You just got to build a hopper, which, as you know, is iron and a chest, and a dispenser, which is, well, that's easy too. You put stone, and then an arrow, and then a redstone, and then again another blank module, and then you get the machine output. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. And then finally we got to build the multi-smelter. So you use one of your PSUs that you built, a block of ferrous, 2 furnaces, and again another blank module. So PSU, furnace, ferrous, furnace, blank module, and that gives you the multi-smelter. Okay, we're almost there, almost there. Last step on here is you just got to build another couple little things. The machines, or the little modules that you stick onto these sockets, have to be controlled with like a remote control kind of thing. And this is the only thing that's kind of expensive, because you got to use an ender pearl. So an ender pearl, one of those control circuits we just built, and a blank module. So we have an ender pearl, control circuit, blank module gives you a socket remote. Yay. Okay. And so now what you got to do is you got to build this multi-smelter, kind of like what I've done. This took a lot of figuring out to get the inputs and outputs right. I have just a steam dynamo behind there, and so that's pumping away. Let me just turn these off because they're kind of bugging me. And it's the same way that I've built all those others. I have an aqueous accumulator at the bottom, pumping water into the steam dynamo, and everything like that. So here's what you got to do. Plunk the modular socket down, and then on this side, because if you put your engine over here, you want to make sure to have an input. Oh, did I forget to build something? Yeah, an energy input. Okay, hang on. Let me get all the materials and then I'll come back. Okay, it's actually a lot easier than I was thinking. So you just get 2 copper and another blank module, and you get an input, an energy input module. Okay, so come back over here to the modular socket and plunk that down. That's going to be your energy input. So when you put the engine there, it's going to power that up. Then this is the way I've configured this. I put the machine chassis on top. I mean the machine output on top. That way I can just plunk a chest down here and it'll poop it all into the chest. Then on either side, where did I put those? Did I build them? Oh, I still got to build the item inputs, man. Alright, item inputs. Okay, so you use a trapdoor and blank modules. Okay, so an input over here, an input over here, and then I put this. Then this is the tricky part, and the hardest thing was the hardest thing to figure out. Down at the bottom there, you'll see like the green, the red, and the purple. You can figure out. I mean, there's ways you can figure out like what all those mean. But if you want to just know straight up how to do it, on this remote, if you shift click, it changes the color on the remote. That color on the remote corresponds to the color you want to change on the module. So if you click that once, you see that top little green thing light up of the green bar, and up in the information panel you'll see south item input 0. So you want that to be 0. It's numbered 0, 1, and 2, and you want to put that one at 0. Then you want to put this one at 1. So just right click it twice and it'll change it to 1. And then you want to have the top one, you want to change this one to, I believe I put it to 3 or to 2. Hang on, let me just check. Let me double check. Yeah. So that one you put to 2. So come over here and click this one, right click this one. See, it's at 0, 1, and 2 now. So you want the top to be 2. So basically what happens is this 0, the first item slot is 0. That's an inventory thing. So that will take things in and put it in one inventory. And then that one's on 1, so that'll take something else in and put it into another inventory. And then the top one's on 2, so that means it's going to mix those 2 inventories together and create a third inventory that will pop out the top. Okay, so if you come over here and if you notice, okay, did I get everything? Oh, and then the multi-smelter you want to set to 0, the first inventory slot. Yeah, if you want to know, I can't actually tell you exactly why. I know there's a reason, but it took me a while to figure that out. Just trust me on this one. That's kind of how you want to set it up. You want the smelter to be on 0, one of the inputs on 0, one of the inputs on 1, and the output on 2. Okay, then you just plunk down. I just plunk down. You can put a BC pipe on that, a Buildcraft pipe, but I just plunk down a chest. And so now this is pretty magical. So what you do is you can add, let me get some, I think I've got some in here. Yeah, I've got some sugar. So I've got 3 redstone in here. So if I add to the chest my 3 redstone, and I've got just a little redstone engine pumping that out. And then on this side, I'm going to add 3 sugars, like that. And that pumps it out. And you can see the machine is working now, the multi-smelter. It's going all orangey. And then up the top, you get these sweet, sweet redstone ingots. Yay! You need these ingots to build just the one more machine in order to create that MJ adapter. So come on over here again. This is what you need. You need 3 stone slabs. You can use a lot of different materials up here, but this is just the easiest. You need 6 cobblestone slabs. So you need a sweet, sweet redstone ingot, a PSU, and just a blob of redstone. And if you come over here and go 3 and 3, and then a redstone, sweet, sweet, and a PSU in the middle, that gives you this magical MJ adapter. Oh boy. Now this is very, very, very exciting. If I plunk down, let me just get rid of this squeezer for a minute. This is a biogas engine that's running, and you see I turn it on, nothing happens. Now if I put this MJ adapter down, you can see it's starting to pump. So power's actually going into the MJ adapter from the biogas engine. Then just take this little engineer's wrench. This took me so long to figure out. Take this engineer's wrench and right click on that face, and you see it turns into like a plug, like a socket. That's an out socket. Alright, so it's already going in there automatically, and now it just has to be going out there. And then, let me see if I've got, well, I'll just do this. I'll just remove this pulverizer and plunk down a thermal expansion machine right in front of it. And you can see magically it's gaining power. So this is a way to go from MJ into RF. MJ into RF. I hope this video has been informative. This took me so long to figure out. Part of the reason I wanted to do this video was to also, down the road, remind myself how to do it. The hardest thing I think to remember is just the configuration on it with using the remote. That's the trickiest thing to remember. Oh, I forgot one more very important thing. Trust me on this one. On the smeltery, you want to change the blue one, the dark blue one. You want to change that one to 1 as well. So to recap, you've got the green up on 0, and the green in the middle, the smelter with the green in the top and the blue in the middle, and the top one with the green on the lowest one. Sorry about that. That is important. That's very, very important. All right. So thank you again for watching. And like I said, this was primarily so that I wouldn't forget how to do all of this once I don't do it for a while. And if it's been helpful to anybody watching this, then I'm actually doubly glad for it. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment. I'll see if I can answer them, or if I was unclear on something, or if there's a better way or something, it would be great to find out. All right, just in other news, I still haven't sorted out my Twilight Forest issue. Some questions out there, but I still don't have an answer. So hopefully I'll get an answer soon. And ooh, what am I doing? Hopefully I'll get an answer to. I just saw that wisp, and I don't want that wisp to be